Hello, everyone. This is Jasmeet Bhatia, and I'm Director Landmark Immigration. Today, I am with Ashley and Sherry from University of Regina. So, welcome, Sherry and Ashley.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Thanks for
Yeah.
having us.
So today we are going to discuss about University of Regina, which is in Saskatchewan, and I want both of you to explain us more about the location and the university, and why a student should choose your university.
Sure. I can take that first question, Sherry. So for Saskatchewan and Regina, so Saskatchewan is a province at the very center of Canada. So we're about a 3-hour flight from Toronto and Vancouver. So we're right in the center of Canada. We benefit from having a very clean environment, lots of things to do if you enjoy natural activities like hiking, going camping, seeing all the beautiful lakes and wilderness that we have in our province. But we also have very great thriving cities. So our cities offer all the amenities that you may need. They're exciting multicultural places. Saskatchewan as a province is safe, affordable, and offers a high standard of living. We have a low unemployment rate, and our economy is growing and provides exciting business and study opportunities. And Saskatchewan really wants to attract more international students like you. So it's a great environment to come and study here. The city of Regina is the capital city of Saskatchewan, and that's where the university is located. So we have a population of about 250,000 people. So it's a really great size. In 2017, it was ranked as one of the top 3 cities in Canada for newcomers to live. Regina really mixes cultural amenities, employment opportunities of a larger city, but it still has a really friendly community feel of a smaller center. So it's really easy to commute, find a sense of home in our city, and Regina offers many exciting activities throughout the year, and it's really welcoming place for international students. The University of Regina is in the south end of the city. One of our greatest features is the beautiful modern campus. It's nestled in Wascana Park. So this is one of the largest urban parks in North America. So it's really great. The campus is so close. So you can enjoy all the nature and walking paths and still be close to, downtown shopping, restaurants, amenities, and housing. So really great location that we have for our campus. The U of R in general, it can provide you really high quality education and student support. So we do everything we can to ensure you're successful in your chosen field of study. We're large enough to host students from over 90 countries, yet we're small enough to give you a more personalized and focused academic experience. So we already have a lot of international students studying with us, and it's a really great community to join, and there's lots of student support to help you in that transition to life in Canada. And another great thing about us is our student to faculty ratio. So you can really get to know your professors and faculty members because the ratio is about 20-1. So we really benefit from some smaller class sizes to help you get that really focused academic experience. And social-wise, our campus also has many great student associations that you can get involved with. Lots of fun activities like orientation, welcome week, sports events, a number of things to help keep you entertained throughout the school year. And we also have a really great student services specific for international students. So they really provide a lot of specialized support that international students need. So helping them in a variety of languages. So they do airport welcome, student orientation, like I mentioned. Also have a global learning center. So it helps you with your peer advising, English coaching, study assistance, anything like that. And they also have very specialized knowledge to help you with your study and work permit process. If you're looking to work while you study as well, they can definitely help you with that. So we are a comprehensive university, so we offer a large variety of programs, and we feel like we have a lot to offer international students.
That's great. I personally visited University of Regina in 2018, and I found the campus really connected. and it was really great atmosphere for students. And I recommend students to study in University in Regina if they want to study in a university like environment. So I want to ask you, like, what is the weather in Regina? Because students from India are like very worried about the climate and how it's going to be there, because they're really concerned about this. So what are the weathers and what are the seasons which Regina has?
Sure. So in Saskatchewan and Regina, we have all 4 seasons in a year. So I know sometimes for international students, they're not used to that for sure. It's something that you have to get used to. So when school starts in September, it's the fall season. So the leaves are changing color. It's really crisp in the air, but it's still comfortable temperature. We do have the winter season as well, which is usually from December to early March. So in winter, we do get snow. It does get cold, but we're really here to help you transition. As long as you have a good coat and shoes, you'll be fine. One thing that's really great in winter is that our campus buildings are all connected through tunnels. So if you lived on campus, you actually don't have to go outside to get to your classes in
Yes, yes,
winter
I
months.
know.
So that's a great plus for international students. But we find that a lot of students actually really end up enjoying the winter because it's so different. Snow is a really fun first experience, going sledding, skating, that kind of thing. So that is something that's unique to Canada, having all 4 seasons. It's really great. And then, of course, we have our spring and summer seasons, which is happening right now, summer. And it does get hot. It gets up to 30 degrees Celsius. So you can still have a really nice summer, get a tan, go to the beach. So you get a taste of everything when you live here, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's great. The students from India would like 4 seasons in a year, and they will definitely enjoy studying in Regina. So my next question is that, like, what are the focus programs which your university offers to the undergraduate level students?
Sherry, did you want to talk a bit about the programs?
My glasses are a little weird. There we go.
Sorry.
Okay. So we're looking at the undergraduate programs here at the University of Regina. So as Ashley was kind of mentioning, we are a fully comprehensive university. So we have anywhere from ESL to undergraduate to postgraduate. Specifically for the undergraduate, we have 1-year certificates, 2-year diplomas, and 4-year bachelors. And we have about 10 faculties and numerous departments, so there's a plethora for anyone to try. Some of our popular programs would include business, the Faculty of Science, Education, and Engineering. We do also have the Faculty of Arts, MAP, Social Work, Nursing, and some other options for students, just depending what they're looking for. So just to touch on some of our popular programs, we have the Hill Undergraduate School of Business. It's probably one of our most popular programs just because business admin is a very common field, and a lot of students are looking to do either 4 years. We also have a 2-year diploma in that faculty. So they really promote experiential learning, and they're a member of a worldwide network of business schools that focus on knowledge exchange and opportunities for students. And they actually have yearly competitions that the faculty really support the students for kind of achieving and going for the goal, you could say, and they always rate in the top year over year. Now, the Faculty of Education, until recently, it was a fairly competitive, the faculty was kind of scaled down, but they've actually are trying to grow a lot more. So they have longstanding relationships with education agents within the province and across Canada, and now they want to diversify and have more students. So international students can actually apply directly into the Faculty of Education to become teachers right from high school. The other popular programs we have would be like the Faculty of Science. We have a diploma in computer science or a diploma in general science, which would be for the more natural sciences like physics or biology. As well as the 4-year bachelor's. So for students that are wanting to continue on, whether they want to do something in biochemistry, the health fields, or go into more of the IT side with software systems development or computer science, they've got some options there. One of our most popular and competitive faculties would be the Faculty of Engineering and Applied Science. In this program, students would be able to take advantage of one of our top engineering programs in the country. Majors include environmental, petroleum, software, electronic, and what's the other one? Industrial. That's it.
Yeah.
For me. So we have state-of-the-art labs, and we actually have a specific petroleum institute right here on campus that's dedicated to research, and students are able to take advantage of that during their classes with our state-of-the-art laboratory facilities and everything going on. So if students are interested in engineering or any of those fields, I love watching, because on our website, sometimes we'll actually have sort of collaborative efforts of students who are kind of pioneering different agricultural equipment and everything, and they'll actually be testing it out with our local farming companies. So one of the great things about the U of R is you can tell we have a lot of different program options for students. But one of the amazing things is the flexibility that we have for students to customize their own path. So if, for example, I actually started out in the Faculty of Science, going into pre-medical studies, but I actually decided that I'd rather go the psychology route. So I ended up transferring to the Faculty of Arts, and I was able to take all the classes that I started taking in the Faculty of Science. They moved along with me. So you never really lose all the classes that you've taken, and you have that flexibility to kind of change the path if you want to try doing a different program.
That's a great flexibility option for all the students who want to study in UOR. So I want to ask you one thing more, like you mentioned there are certificate programs and diploma programs. So can you elaborate, like which are the 2-year diploma programs, because many students want to opt for them?
Of course. So for our diploma programs, we have the Diploma of Business Administration, the Diploma of Computer Science, the Diploma of General Science, and the Diploma of Health Studies. The Diploma of Health Studies would be a bit more specialized. It's kind of self-explanatory with the Health Studies title, where students would kind of start doing studies into more of the medical field and health support. And that would be a 2-year program that's also available through the Faculty of Kinesiology and Health Studies or the Faculty of Arts.
That's great. Like these are 4 good options which students can choose from. So what are the entry requirements? So what is required? What is the requirement for IELTS? What is the requirement for the percentage? What are the entry requirements to get admission into these programs?
Okay, so it would depend on which faculty the student is applying into. For example, if they need to go into science or engineering, they will need to have some math or science classes from their high school. If they are coming from post-secondary, they would typically need to have about a 70% converted grade. So that'll be the Canadian grade of 70. I know with India grades, typically they mark up a bit because I believe 33 is that passing grade. So if students are in more of the 40, 50 or higher range, they would have a good chance for having that entrance average requirement met. Now, if students are looking for more so for the business or the Faculty of Arts, if they have either a math or a science and then some humanities courses, they should be good to go as long as they meet those grade requirements. Now, for meeting our English language requirements, even I myself as a Canadian student had to show that I'd taken a certain level of English. So my high school showing that I was in Canada and everything was good to go for that. Students can also show if they have any English tests, such as IELTS. They need to have a score of an overall band of 6.5 with no band less than 6.0. If they have, let's say, a band of 5.5 or less, they can sometimes apply into our ESL +1 program, which means that they're taking their English studies and studying their undergraduate studies at the same time. Alternatively, we understand that taking TEFL and IELTS can be a bit of a challenge right now because some of the centers have closed or tests and examinations have been canceled. So students also have the option of taking Duolingo online. It's a pretty quick result, and you can get your score within a couple of days or a week or so, and you can have them sent directly to our office to verify. Students, as long as they pass with a score of 110 on their Duolingo results, they'd be able to meet our English language requirement for the undergraduate programs.
So I wanted you to more elaborate, because there are a few questions coming up that if a student has 2 bands 5.5, and what will be the charges for ESL and how they will study ESL in your college? Like they will study with the academic part, they will study few English programs, or some universities offer like they come to the university, they go for an English test, and then the ESL is waived off. Is there is option like that?
We do have something like that. So if students haven't taken IELTS at all, for example, when they get to campus, they'll take what is called the, Ashley, help me with the wording here, please.
It's just like an English placement test, right?
Placement test. That's the word I was trying to find. So they'll take the placement test, and that will determine if they would be in more the advanced level, the intermediate, or the beginner. Majority of students, I know your education is typically in English or a fair bit in India, so they may only, most of them will be in that advanced course, or they might even have the possibility of grading out, in which case it'll show that they meet that level of English, and then they can go directly into their undergraduate. For ESL, right now I know their tuition is typically about $4,220 per semester. But they're doing, do you remember what the rate is that they're doing for the fall term?
I believe it's 3,900. So they plus the deposit. So they have reduced their prices by a few $100s just due to COVID. Yeah.
Exactly. So we have some initiatives on campus going on for COVID.
Yeah, and so for
That's
the
great,
ESL, they, sorry. Yeah, for the
it's okay.
ESL, it's all semester based. So say if they're placed in the top level, which is called 050, so they would only have to take and pass the ESL for one semester, and then they could move into their undergraduate studies. And the ESL is taught like in an academic classroom environment. So they have to go to class every day, and there's also, so they practice the writing, speaking, and listening components so that they're fully prepared to study and be more successful in their undergraduate studies.
So I have a question. If student is already a bachelor, so he wants to do another bachelor, or there is any facility to get the credit transfer or something like that?
Yeah, so students, if they have taken previous post-secondary studies, even if it's one class, one semester, or one full certificate, diploma, or degree, students can request for transfer credit. So for that, they would need to have their official transcripts from their previous institute mailed to the International Admissions Office. They can do that either during the admissions process or after they're ready to begin their studies, and then they can request for the faculty to do that evaluation. Depending on what field the student is studying, for example, if they finished the diploma in computer science and they're applying to, let's say, take software systems development or something here at the U of R, for bachelor's programs, they could get up to 50% or about 2 years credit for previous studies. However, if they took, let's say, one semester certificate in painting and they're applying into business administration, they might only get a certain number of classes, but the faculty will do that evaluation based on their previous studies.
So we have another question, like it's a similar, we answered this question. So Karan is asking that he's 2019 medical stream pass out without maths, and he has IELTS score of 6 with 2 modules 5.5. Can he apply for a bachelor degree?
So could you flash that on the screen one more time?
Yes.
There we go. Okay, so without the maths, would he have medical stream? Do they have the sciences?
Yeah, he does. He might have done biology, chemistry, and physics.
Perfect. So for biology, he would have a chance for getting into the Faculty of Science, or the Faculty of Kinesiology and Applied Science, or the Faculty of Arts. So he could certainly, just depending on which program he's interested in. So for example, if he wanted to continue on into the health studies field with the diploma or the bachelor's, he would certainly have a good chance for that. For his IELTS with that score, he would actually be able to be eligible for direct entry into the ESL level, so that 050, so just the one semester of English studies. Alternatively, he can always pop online and take Duolingo and meet our ELP that way. But I would say he'd have a very good chance for getting in.
Yeah, so I have my question, like what will be the turnaround time for an offer letter?
So for
So
undergraduate, it would typically be pretty straightforward, especially right now if it's just for the high school. So if students submit their application, you guys can give them that support and you help them get their document package together and everything. From the time that we receive all that information, they could get the offer within 1 to 2 weeks. Depending on the workload, it could be up to 4 weeks, but that's kind of our maximum we try to work within would be that 1 to 2 weeks.
So there's a similar question, Karan. There's another question like he's from a science stream and he has maths in his academics and he wants to know what are the courses. He has maths actually. So he's done biology, physics, chemistry, and maths. So what will be the suitable courses for him?
It would really depend on what he's interested in. Like if he does he want to continue on in the natural sciences? Would he want to go into engineering? Would he want to continue on, let's say, into arts or business? Because he has the maths, he does have an option with that. It would just depend if he needs the humanities.
So we
like
have
it's
another question. Yeah,
program.
because he has maths, so he has a lot of options.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So another question is this: what kind of scholarships is there any scholarships awarded by University of Regina to international students?
Ashley, do you want to cover that one?
Yeah, sure. So we do have a number of regular scholarships that are offered all the time. And plus we have some new ones that have been introduced due to COVID-19. So I can touch on those a little bit. So we do have scholarships specific for international students. So one of them is the International Entrance Scholarship. So all international students who enter the U of R with a GPA of 85% or more receive their choice of either $3,000 in tuition reimbursement or 8 months of residence at the university. So this is automatically awarded. So if you enter with your average above 85, it's automatically added to your account. So that's really great. No work for students. If they have those great grades, they can get the $3,000 scholarship. There's also a Circle of Scholars scholarship, which is awarded to one Indian student every year, right, Sherry?
Correct. It's the three top performing students in our 3 top regions of recruitment.
Mm-hmm. And then something we also like to mention is that we have one of the longest running cooperative education programs in Canada. So it's not specifically a scholarship, but the program allows you to take part in paid internships and work placements throughout your program. So you alternate semesters of study with semesters of work. So this is a really amazing way to earn money to help you finance your education, but also get that valuable work experience that will be so valuable to you if you're looking to stay in Canada and work after your degree. So those are some great options for helping you to finance your education here. And when I mentioned about specific scholarships, so we have a special bursary introduced for new international students. So the spring-summer semester is already underway, but if a new international student registers for fall online courses, they'll receive $1,000 in the winter 2021 semester. And also, if they're attending in fall, they can receive an additional $1,000 for housing support for on-campus housing. So that's a great incentive for students to start in the fall online. They can get that money to support themselves in winter 2021 when hopefully they are here in person. So those are some great incentives to think about applying now for the upcoming year. So give students some reassurance that if they do start these, online classes in the fall, they can get some extra support. Yeah, so those were some of the scholarships specific to international students. But there's also a lot of student bursaries and awards that you can apply for. They require an application. So we do encourage students to look on our website at the scholarships page. There you can log in and view the database of all scholarships and awards available. And we definitely encourage students to go through there and see what they would be eligible for.
Yeah, so that's a great news for all the students who are looking forward to apply. That like they'll get $1,000 bursary. That's a great news. So what is the application fees right now, and what is the tuition fees for various programs?
So we'd also, like to say that normally the undergraduate application fee is $100 Canadian, but we have waived that application fee until August 31st. So if you apply now, you would not have to pay the application fee. So that also gives you that extra reassurance. And on top of that, we've also decided to waive the $500 tuition deposit that is normally paid after you receive your offer letter. Students pay the deposit and then apply for their visa. So that $500 tuition deposit is waived from June 1st to August 31st. So letters issued within that time period. So this is amazing because basically students can apply, get accepted, and apply for their visa all without paying anything. So it really does give students some peace of mind and help in their financial situation, because we know everyone is having difficulty right now. And I will mention too that once they receive their offer letter, it is valid for a whole year. So if they're feeling a bit uneasy, they don't want to start in the fall, they can start in winter or spring summer of 2021. So even if you apply now, you can get all those benefits of the waived fees and tuition deposit, and still start your studies either in winter or spring summer if it won't work for you in fall. So we think those are really great options for students to encourage them to apply now and just start planning for the future when you're able to get going with everything.
And what is the tuition fees for programs? Like, it's a generic tuition fees, and what is the range of the tuition fees?
So tuition fees are specific to each faculty, so they do vary a little bit. And how we calculate tuition is based on how many courses the student is registered in for each semester. So a course is worth 3 credit hours. So if a student, say, takes 3 courses, the tuition will be a bit less than if they take the full time or the maximum of 5 courses. So 3 courses is the minimum to maintain your study permit. So in a whole year, so 3 semesters, fall, winter, and spring, summer, it can be about between 15 and 18,000 for the whole year tuition student fees.
Yeah, there are many of them asking, like, what are the part-time job opportunities in Regina, and how many programs are co-op? Like, all the programs are co-op, or they are like specific programs which offer the co-op thing, internship thing?
Sherry, I believe it's the majority of undergraduate programs are offering co-op now, right?
And they can start doing it from their second year of study. So if they're doing the full bachelor's, it would kind of balance out with their second year, third year, fourth year, depending on how long the work term. So the work terms, for example, Faculty of Arts Business, they can have anywhere from 4-month work terms up to engineering, they have up to 16-month work terms. And the amazing thing about the co-op opportunities is that making the connections with local employers, the work experience that the students are gaining can actually be used towards their PR. So we have a special Saskatchewan immigration nominee program. So students are looking to make Saskatchewan their home and be Ashley's and my neighbor here in Regina or around the province. The co-op opportunity, they actually have a placement of about 90 to 95%. So if you apply into the program, get your work permit, students have a great opportunity for getting a placement here. And then for part-time opportunities, international students, so I've been working with the department for a couple of years now, and when I'm just out and about, I'm seeing them whether it's at the grocery store or just on the weekend. I was at the garden center picking up some more soil for my flowers, and the student who was doing the cash register, he was one of our part-time students working there full-time for the summer.
So I have a question that what is the gap acceptable? Like, if a student has like a 5 years gap in his studies, is he acceptable by the university?
No issue whatsoever. So when our enrollment specialists are taking a look over the students' applications, as you kind of understand, for when students are putting their documentation together, they just need to kind of show their academic timeline and if they have a gap, what they were doing. So let's say they finished their +2 in 2016, and then they took a 2-year or 3-year diploma and they graduated in 2019, and they've been working for the past year, as long as they submit their school documents, and then sometimes students will submit their resume or a CV or a work certificate, just kind of showing a bit of that gap information. That's all that we need. So it's no issue.
Yeah. So we have another question that tell me something about the placement after the completion of courses in UR. Like, is there any placement activities which will be happening on the campus? So will the international departments support the students who will pass out the bachelor degree?
Oh, certainly. So we actually have here at the University of Regina the Career Center, which they're dedicated to, they have different workshops and seminars to provide support or even one-on-one counseling for students if they're wanting to brush up their resume for interview practice. That's why the co-op term is a really good benefit for students, because a lot of them, one of my favorite stories is one of our very special agents. He actually works in Saskatoon with an engineering firm that he actually did his cooperative education term with. And that time that he took is actually working towards his PR now.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
So I have another question, that what will be the options for students who are studying? Is there any, they find it hard to find part-time jobs, or they find part-time jobs easily? Well, like many of the viewers are asking the same question right now.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So outside of co-op, there's also just getting a job regularly part-time while you're studying. And our Student Services Center can definitely help you prepare for that as well. So helping you prep your resume, interview, just giving you knowledge about what the Canadian work process is like. So, and there is a number of ways to help you find a job. So it's common here to find jobs, through the use of job boards on the internet. And then we can also use our career center that helps students find part-time work as well. So we do have some connections with local businesses that want to support students. There's also student career fairs, student job fairs that the university holds. So they'll actually bring in places that want to hire students part-time, say during the year, and maybe full-time in summer, and really help students make those connections. So there's definitely availability of part-time work here in Regina and Saskatchewan for students. So a lot of it is in the service industry, but say if students are wanting full-time work in the summer, it also opens up a lot of different opportunities, to do the 9-to-5 works, maybe in offices, firms, landscaping. There's really a lot of different options for part-time work here.
There's another question, that is your university offering BSc nursing? And if it is offering, what is the special requirement for BSc nursing?
Sherry, do you know the special requirements for nursing?
So it would depend on if the student has previous post-secondary or if they'd be applying directly from high school. So for the Faculty of Nursing, it's actually highly specialized and highly competitive program. They're basically one of the few and only faculties that actually have an application, like a specific application period. So students would need to apply between October to December 31st of the year prior for the fall intake of the following year. For example, students, if they're looking for the fall 2021 intake, which is the only one that they have for nursing, because it's on a very specific rotational basis, for that fall intake, they have to apply from October to December of this year, so 2020 for 2021. Now, for the actual requirements, they need to have, I know, their math, their biology, and I believe a chemistry or something like that if they're applying from high school. Yeah. And then if they're wanting to apply for the upper years, they need to have some additional nursing credentials to show that they've been practicing or what actual nursing studies that they've done before.
Yeah, thank you for the information.
Would be submitted. So even if students would meet the minimum requirements, they always take like the top certain percentage of students that apply. Like I said, it's a very competitive program. So they only have a set number for those students who might be applying for the upper years. So I believe that they only have about 150 spots for everyone applying. So just depending on
nursing is always a competitive program in all the universities, and it's harder to get into. So if you have very high score, then you apply for nursing. Other, you can choose other health courses, other bachelor's degrees for health related studies. So we have another question. The student has done PTE. Are you guys accepting Pearson test of English?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
And his, what's the score here?
And his score is like 56, and he says, can he apply for the university?
I believe it's a score of 59 with no area less than 59.
So if he has a less score, can he study then ESL when he
Sure.
comes to university? Yes. So
Similarly with
50,
the IELTS, he could certainly take the
yeah,
placement test and then let him know
yeah.
where he would.
Best thing right now, I think, for the students who are having lesser marks in English to do Duolingo tests. So because
You
it's an
got it.
easier, faster,
It's
and you can
really,
get your
really
score. Yeah.
good. Yeah,
And
it's a
you can get your score easily, and then you don't have to do your ESL also. So
yeah.
if there anything else you want to share with our students, because anything, what is the effect of COVID-19 on the upcoming intakes, and what is the message you want to give to all the students, because there are many viewers and there are so many questions. I cannot take all the questions because we have
Of course.
limited time. So
For sure.
kindly send us your queries at info@landmarkimmigration.com, or you can call us at the given number. I will assess your profile personally and get back to you with the related answers.
Mhm.
And I cannot take all the queries because we are short on time. So I would like you to tell us something like what are the effects of COVID-19, and is there any special message you want to give to the students?
Sure. So aside from, the special policies that we've mentioned, so waiving the certain fees, introducing some new scholarships, we understand that it's so hard for everybody right now. This is something that we've never dealt with before at this level, right? So we're doing everything we can to support our agents and students, and we're so grateful for our agents and partners like Landmark Immigration, who are continuing to support us and support students in studying abroad. So I mean, a lot of this depends also on the actions of our governments, right? And when visa processing will begin again and when borders reopen. So we feel that as long as we can do everything we can right now, so get your applications in, start planning for the future, then we'll be ready to go as soon as those borders reopen and visa processing starts again. So our advice is to apply now, take advantage of all the special incentives that we're offering so that you can be prepared and ready to go when the time comes. That being said, we know a lot of students are feeling really uneasy right now and struggling, and we just want to say that we're here to support you, and we hope that you can achieve your education goals and dreams in the near future. I know this has had a great impact on so many students around the world. So we just want to reiterate that University of Regina is still always going to be welcoming to international students. We definitely want to have you here as soon as the policies allow. We feel like we have a lot to offer you, and we'll ensure that you have a really fun experience while also obtaining a high quality education. So as Jasmeet said, if you have any questions, you can email them. You can also email us at international.recruitment@uregina.ca. And we just want to thank you so much for listening today and joining, and we really hope to see you on campus soon.
Yeah. Anything, Sherry, you want to add something? You can add. You
I
want to
think
add
actually
something?
covered it pretty well. I would have said something similar. So, and thank you to Landmark for inviting us over to join you guys on your channel so we could meet some of your great students today. And thank you guys for all of your questions. We're always available for support, and I know Landmark is always there to support you guys as well. They've been a longtime agent of ours, and we always look forward to hearing from them and hopefully from you as well in the future. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Stay safe, everyone. Take care.